I'm on the old Screamo Dub Clubby Club. I think Dub Club is getting a drink. Okay, the stream info, share it, get a link. What's up?
Took a lot of damage. Damn, the Quetzal almost died.
Can you hear me, D?
Yeah,
All right, wonderful.
totally wonderfuls. Oh, I can see you now also on Xenon.
Yeah, but how come I? Oh,
All right.
Well, this is the thing about StreamYard is
All
I
right.
think I'm on StreamYard right now. We're on StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna upload.
And
If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does.
we're streaming to Xenon.
Yeah. Yep.
And anyways, my guy's refreshed.
All right. So
And I haven't even played yet today. And I saw you had a big old thing with Grady and or like Bob was on there, and yeah, and there's where they were talking about Dragon's Crossing for evers and evers. And
so,
Yeah, it was
And-
awesome.
have you played with your heroes yet today?
Yeah, I already played them all.
Oh, you did. Okay. I don't always have the same opinions as Bob in Kung Fu, and I have to say that usually I'm right. So that's just the first part of it. Even though even though they end up being better than me at the end, but like part of that is they have like lots of spreadsheets, and they have like 40 characters or something. So
Okay.
so that's
Yeah.
a big. It's funny too because like the Grady does also when you have like 40 characters, if you have three in the like two in the top 10 or like like 3 or 4 in the top 20, like that's good, but it's like way harder to do if you have like 5 or 10. Because
Yeah.
what happens is they do super high risk reward where like Kung Fu always will like he'll fight people when he has like 15 HP or 20, which is completely insane. But if you have 50 dudes, who cares? Because like the guys that have good luck are gonna do super well. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like super high risk. And I don't do that, but it's nuts, man, because like I know that a lot of their heroes don't place really high. Grady, on the other hand, actually overall made the most money out of anybody. And because
Yeah.
I think he didn't do high risk, high reward type situations. It's really cool to see all their stuff. I just posted this in the Discord. I wonder if anybody is awake right now or active in the Discord. They probably all like fell asleep after that long stream. But maybe I'll take. Hold on, let's see. I know. Oh. So what are the things that you think you learned today from like streaming or playing or whatever? What are the things that you picked up on about the game that you think are going to improve your gameplay or wait,
For
can you
sure.
hear me? Sorry,
Yeah, I could hear
you-
you.
you got kicked off for a second. I couldn't hear you though.
It's all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting I'm getting it. At first I was kind of lost. It does seem like a little bit complicated when you just jump in, but now I get the hang of it. Like I understand that of course you don't want to die. You can die, but you have to know who not to fight. Now I know who not to fight in the
Yeah.
first title.
Yeah.
It's that big guy, the Hulk over there. And just the what to level up and not to forget to level up, which I did yesterday. Just a lot of little things, man. How important every single quest is, every single choice. But I know that there's a lot of things that I'm running into that you just have to experience or know already or have someone tell you. Like all those random pop-ups that you kind of feel like if you knew which one to pick, like it's that one every time. I don't think they switch. Do
Right.
they switch?
Well, like no, when they do the NPC pop-ups and you have like 2 or 3 choices,
Yes.
usually
like the
the one
gambler, the treasure chest,
usually the one
water
that's
orb.
the one on the top is usually the high risk, high reward one. Whereas like
Mhm.
the middle one's like the middle risk, middle reward one, where you're not risking as much, but the rewards aren't as high. So like you have a higher chance to win on the second one, but the rewards aren't as good. So I like usually I like the second one because it's like I'd rather win more than like lose all the time, right?
Right.
But on like the orb, if you lose, you don't get usually nothing happens most of the time. It
It
just
just
does nothing.
leaves.
And last time in the season, like these cost quests just to do these things. So the orb was like if you ran away from the orb, often you had like a good chance where it wouldn't cost a quest. But now they don't. So it's smart to just actually interact with it, I guess, because But like, yeah, they do those charts of like percentages, I think, where they're trying to figure out the percentages of each of them or whatever. But like the part where I jumped in and you were listening to, the important one that's really important is the treasure box, because that gives you experience, like 1 or 2 experience, but it can take away an item. And later in the game, like I was saying in the chat, it's really tough. You don't want an item to be taken away, because like you might have a really good chess piece that's like super epic, and if that's the one that gets taken away, you can be kind of screwed. So but now you can replace stuff a lot easier. Like the difference between the gear that's dropping and the gear you can either buy or find is not that big of a deal. And you can leveling up is much faster right now. You know what I mean? So like the XP almost means more because you can move to the next zones faster. Once you get to the later zones, it's more about finding really good gear. That's why Kung Fu wanted to go to zone 2 as fast as he could, because he's like, I got to get all the good gear I can. But I'm like, I don't want to go to zone 2. And okay, you'll hear, look at this. So let's play with Kathy. She's doing pretty well right now, I think. Let's see. So she's level 5 and she needs 5 XP. And she's the only character I think that I moved into zone 2. All the rest of them I think I kept in zone 1. Because I just wanted to have some variety, you know, just in case. But the problem is that if you go to zone 2, every time you need to heal, you have to use quests to go back and forth and to level up. So if you go into zone 2 and you fight a monster and they hit you pretty hard and you have to heal like right away, or maybe after the second one, then you're using a quest to go back and a quest to come back again.
Right.
Which is like, that's 2 quests every time you have to heal, plus the quest you use to heal. So if you stay in this area when you're level 5, you don't have to do those 2 things. But if you fight a creature that's too low level, like let's see what happens. If you fight a low level creature, this is a 2, but if it was a 1, I'd be too high level to get experience, so it would be kind of a waste of time.
Right.
But,
and that's when you get to what level?
6. So the difference that when there's when you get the exclamation point that pops up, it'll pop up right here in like the top left of your guy. It means that like you're 4 levels below them or above them or above them. There's a 4 level difference, which means that if you're 4 levels above them, you don't get experience points, because it's like a guaranteed win almost, because you're so much more powerful than them. And when there's that 4 level difference, there's like a lot of too much overpoweredness. So like if you're level 5 and you fight someone that's level 9 or 10, and you get in the exclamation point pops up because they're too high above you, they're going to be so powerful they'll dodge like so many of your attacks. It's like not a good. You know what I mean? Like if you go, like when you go to fight the bosses, like if you fight the bosses and they're 4 levels ahead above you, unless you have a crazy insane powerful hero, like you're toast, because they get like these automatic buffs. Because they're already strong, but then they get these huge buffs because they're 4 levels above you. And I mean, when I fought the final boss with them being 4 levels above me, they like killed me in like 3 hits. I was like, what? Because this is like level 20, and you're just like, holy crap! Because they can become so powerful, and if you get bad RNG, you're just completely toast. So that's really important. It's all those little nuances that's easy to not pay attention to. So this game's really about like paying attention and thinking about all these little things. Like you don't have to be a genius. It's not like you have to sit down and figure out all the math. You can just play the game straight up. You don't need spreadsheets. Now they kind of help maybe to keep in your mind what might be the best thing. But like really, when we just talk about this stuff a lot and do all these streams, it really kind of helps, because you hear what everyone else is kind of like top level decision making is like, oh, you know, when I'm level 5, I go to zone 2. Like those are the real things that make the difference. Like how fast you move between zones, or do you like flee from really strong characters, like, you know, like avoiding death, right? And so like when Kung Fu said that he fights people in level 1 at 10 XP and level 2 at 20, or zone 2 at 20 XP, I was like, dude, that's completely nuts. And I'm like, if you fight one of the stronger monsters, you're toast. And he's like, well, you can flee. And I'm like, if you're lucky. Like, sometimes those strong monsters, you can't flee against them, and it takes you like 4 tries. And that's what's my luck has been. Like, and I only died once though, but I've been playing it pretty smart. Now, Kung Fu, according to following his plan, he's died a lot already. Like he was telling me all that he was dying so much. And I was like, and then he tells everyone his strategy, and even Grady thinks he's nuts, you know? So,
yeah.
But that's the thing is if he has like 45 heroes, then that's okay because
Right.
you're going to have like 5 heroes that do probably really well. Probably.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's just numbers game. And
but if you want to make money,
I'm running 3 heroes, right?
Okay.
And I think that's good for now.
Yeah.
To jump in. And
well, you still have time also. Like there's still another like 5 or 6 days of registration, I think. And the thing about starting late is that as long as you don't die a lot, you do have enough time to beat Abaddon. And you can then, the people that beat Abaddon in like, you know, if your first 3 guys can beat Abaddon, then you can like be done basically, or you can just farm, like try to find NFTs. But like you're already locked in with like what your leaderboard space is. So you can then use your quest to send equipment back to your other players, right? The ones that are like behind because they started late. And you can go and find like crazy epic gear. So once they get to Abaddon and you say you have like a level like 17 or 16 insane like weapon for them or something, right? So that could be something that could be beneficial, especially if those 3, if say you have 3 guys that finish and then you have 3 more coming up behind them. What happens is at some point around like zone 4 or 5, there's likely that they'll die at some point because there's some crazy strong monsters that like, you know, it's really hard to decide whether to fight them or not. If you stay and fight, you could die. And then what happens if when you're that far in the game, it's hard to find a lot of good gear. But if you can then supplement that by giving them like a super good sword or something, right? Then it kind of offsets the fact that they are weak. You know what I mean? Because they don't have a lot of good gear. Because you need decent gear to beat Abaddon most of the time. Sometimes, like Grady's fought him with just a regular ho-hum character and beat him, and he was like, it wasn't even hard. But then you could fight him with like a character that has good gear and like get your butt kicked. It's like, because there's RNG involved, right?
Right.
So, but the thing is that the likelihood is that it's going to be tough because last season I tried everything I could and I got, I think 2 characters were not able to beat Abaddon, and I did everything I like could to help them, send them gear, whatever. You know what I mean? I still had 2 characters out of 10 that didn't beat him because of luck and stuff. So now, I mean, they weren't equipped with like all the super uber elite skills, but it's hard to get them, I don't know, like all your characters and stuff because they're really rare and scarce. But the thing is that like, yeah, there are chances where somebody could possibly beat Abaddon with a character that's not super strong or even like a lowish type level. But like that takes a lot of luck, right? And the chance of that happening is really low. So, and then if you die, you're so screwed, you know, because like you might not even have time enough to like come back, gear them up enough to like beat Abaddon or something, because like then the season could end by then. So last season we thought the whole meta was just have a fleet of dudes that go and beat them quickly, but you know, don't care about their placement too much, and then send your gear to the next group of people that came behind and waited. But then we realized because of how many quests everything takes, it doesn't necessarily give you that much of an advantage, right? But if your character dies, which most of them probably will, then it does. So, but the thing is, like, even at that point, you're probably not going to be in like the top 10 because if you die too much, you use too many quests, you won't be in top 10. So that was last season. But yeah, so okay, so I need 3 more here. But that's just the thing is that like Kung Fu and Bob Nothing, these guys are really smart dudes. But like I disagree with them sometimes on things, and sometimes I'm right and sometimes they're wrong. And it just depends on like not so much that one person's right or wrong, but like over time we have different experiences, right? Different RNGs. And so we'll most of the time we kind of come to very similar conclusions by the end of the game. But you know, like sometimes people will be like last season, a lot of people thought Rangers were really good and other people thought they were trash, right? Right. So I think a Ranger actually got first place, but then the rest of the top 10 runners like no Rangers. And now this season, the Rangers and the Mages, like they said in the previous stream today, Rangers and Mages are like really good beginning because they have good like base skills like Firebolt and barbed projectile. And then they're thinking that they're not so strong later, but actually those skills are pretty good. Like you could potentially now take a Ranger or a Mage both, and I think beat Abaddon without having any like buying any more skills. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. We don't know, but
That's one thing I was wondering.
possible. So the thing is, if you can find a really good skill for a good price, it's probably smart to get it because then you can use it in the future too. But the problem is if they're expensive, the
Oh.
question is it worth it? Okay, see, look, I'm gonna use this guy on the troll right now, Firebolt, because the trolls are a pain in the butt. The trolls are the ones that kill everybody all the time. The bridge trolls. Oh yes, now I can okay, so this is one of the dudes where like it's higher risk reward at the top versus the bottom right. But yeah, I don't know. Let's just try it. Oh, I got charisma and a hit point. Okay. So that's cool. All right, so I'm going to level him now, and he's ready to go to zone 2. The thing is, it's really exciting to go into the next zone. And what happens is you'll see everyone tries to go into the zones as fast as possible, but that doesn't mean they're going to rank high. You know, like they're trying to just go to the zones. If you look at the leaderboard, there's already people that like I'm already in like 200th place because everyone's already going as fast as they can through like to zone 2. And I'm the dude that's like, I actually want to just use the least amount of quests. So I'm going to level up as much as I can before I go to the next zones. This is a mage, right? So mages, we want wisdom, quickness, and charisma. Yeah. And so you see the skills I have here. I have mental knit, which is the healing skill. Maybe I'll give him 1 mental knit. And then I already use a firebolt, which can be helpful sometimes because sometimes mages don't have the best defense. And then the herbalist, if I'm going to zone 2 now, I should probably heal up a little bit so I don't have to come back. And now, and also you can look at how good, like, strong your character is. He's pretty strong. He has some pretty good gear. And I think he has a 2-handed. No, just a main hand. But that's the thing, too, is on the other side of it, you want to go into the zones as fast as you can so you can potentially get good drops of gear. So that's what makes the game exciting because, you know, we want so badly to get those good item drops for gear, right? Oops. Sorry. You keep getting kicked from the stream. I don't know why that's happening. Did you, like, take yourself off?
No, what's happening is, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now just fine. You got removed again. Oh, it says your device is not connected. Okay, were you switching devices or something?
No, I'm just trying to activate the camera. It's not working. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Is it because your camera's being used for the other one? You should
But
be able to both use it.
yeah, because you're using Streamlabs and this
well,
right
no,
here.
I'm actually going from Streamlab into Xenon, so Xenon's not using my camera. But in theory, depending on your system, sometimes you can use it for more than one thing. On my system, I have an A7S3 going USB cord, USB-C into my Mac, and it only lets me use it for one input at a time, which is weird. But I don't know.
Because this is cool. This whole system's like the first time I've seen it, which is really nice.
What, StreamYard?
Yeah.
It's basically like a simplified version of OBS. So like you never have to think. And it has stuff on the sides where I can add in like stuff like this. Introducing Dragon's Cross, an addictive. And then there's banners like that go across the bottom of the screen like
That's
that.
cool.
And then there's I can actually comment and talk to people through the YouTube comments just within this app. I don't have to be on YouTube. And then there's a private chat that I can just send to you and say hello, and we can private chat behind the scenes. And then there's also like layovers like that can just pop up like this. So it's kind of got the usability of an OBS, but not quite all the way. But it's just so easy to use. Mm-hmm. I have OBS, but I keep on building it up and making it so complicated and then having technical issues and like whatever and changing my mind about stuff and trying to make it way over the top. And it's cool, but I need to also have like a stream deck and all this stuff so I can make it easy to just push buttons. Where here, I just literally go around and push some buttons and it's so easy. Like I don't have to worry too much, but there's not as much customization as like OBS does. But I do need to get OBS together because a lot of stuff I'm doing, even with like my DJ friends and stuff, because I'm like even this is like Moody the DJ who I'm like managing and stuff, and like she wants to do a stream Sunday, and she's like, we need to get our OBSs all like set up for that. But okay, so let's Yeah, I really like StreamYard because, and also if you have your own StreamYard account, and if you're on here with me, I actually, it's set up so you can stream to your YouTube and have it be your own stream. So like, it's kind of cool that way, where it allows you to do that. So if you have followers that want to watch you on your YouTube and I am on mine, you can have separate ones instead of just one if you want.
That's cool. I'm gonna look into it.
It's like $12 a
Then
month or
can
something
you
like
please
that.
send Josh the link to the PayPal?
Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, one question that I did have, I was looking at the leaderboard, and I noticed that there was people that are really low level that are already pretty advanced, right?
What do you mean they're lower level, but they went to zone 2 already?
Yeah, there's a person there was a person that was like 4th on the leaderboard, and they were level 3, and I think I was like I'm a level 4 on one of them, and I was like, man, how does that work?
You know what they did? They went into zone 3 just to be high in the leaderboard, and then they just went back, or zone 2 or 3 or whatever, and then they just went back. The thing is that it's really dumb because none of this means anything. The only leaderboard position that matters at all is the final one and the final boss. Right? And then maybe zone 5 kind of matters a little bit, but the problem is that if you don't beat the boss, you're only going to make like $4 or $5 anyway. So even if you aren't like super ranked high going into zone 5, it's not a big difference. It's like maybe like $1. So like everything that you should have in your mind is just setting up of like, what is the least amount of quests to get to the final boss? Because what happens is if you go into zone 2 too early and then you come back to zone 1 just for no reason, you just wasted 2 quests or more. Because if you try to fight somebody, then you wasted like 3. And then if you fought them, you might have even gotten beat up. So then you have to waste another quest to go heal again. When if you went to zone 1, you would have maybe used almost none. So you might have wasted between 2 to 5 quests for no reason, right? Or if you died, you went in there and tried to fight someone and you couldn't flee and you died, you might lose like 15 quests or 14. So you heard people say this, I think it was Kung Fu or whatever, and he kept saying over and over on my stream and the one today, don't go into the zones early just for fun or just to get a ranking. It's like a useless thing. And I was like, is that not obvious? Like, because none of those pole positions mean anything. They are visual where you can look at the leaderboard and read them, and you can like flex on people and be like, I'm number 1. But guess what? That's like being like, okay, it's like a race where you have 5 laps and you're winning the first part of the race and you're in first place, but then you get so winded that by the time everyone's done, you're like totally screwed and you're not even close because you used all of your energy too fast. It's kind of what it is. This is an endurance race, not a sprint. So like these people, and people do it a lot. Last season, season 2, everyone just went into zone 2 as fast as they could. And I was like, you people are all so stupid. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever, other than maybe curiosity. And because if you think about it, like, if you're in zone 1 and you know that the monsters go up to like level 5 or so, you should stay there till level 5, because in the next zone they go from 6 to 9 or 10, and then they're going to beat you up hard, and then you're going to have to go back and waste all these quests to heal. And people like to go to zones early, and this is a thing, like, that does not mean anything. There's so many. What happens at the end of the season is people will go on the leaderboard and they'll have like a top 10 when they're starting to beat Abaddon. But the people that initially beat Abaddon almost never stay in the top 10. They all get pushed down. Or maybe they'll stay in like kind of number 10 or something, but they always get pushed down because those are the people that try to go into the zone so early that they probably went too early. And then the people die. And so the people that are just only being smart and not trying to be the first one usually get better placement in the leaderboard. Now, it's cool to be the first person to beat Abaddon, right? So you can flex on that and be like, hey, I beat Abaddon first. And this last season, Kung Fu did that, I believe. And that was really cool and fun. So, like, I'm not against it. I'm like, hey, if you want to go and be cool and beat Abaddon, the first guy, totally cool and great to do. But if your goal is to make the most money and be the highest on the leaderboard, like, it's almost always like 2 or 3 days after that, somebody beats them and does it they're just smarter about it or whatever. And sometimes it's also, they have a little bit more RNG luck involved. Because, dude, when I got to zone 5 last season, what happened was you'd fight in zone 5 and you have to fight them a bunch of times to unlock the bosses because they're not unlocked right away. You have to fight a bunch and then the tiles unlock. And it used to be that you'd have to fight like a while. It'd take you like a day or two to unlock all the tiles in zone 5. They changed it now to where after like 5 fights, they just unlock. But it used to be like you could be in zone 5 and fight like 14 fights and they wouldn't pop up until then, which is a lot, you know? And for me, I felt like they were not popping up after 13 fights. Even for me, I was like, I thought I did like 15 fights or more and they still didn't pop up the final boss. And then when you fight, there's a sub boss you have to fight before the final boss. When you go to fight the sub boss right before, when you click on it or right after, that Kakitas guy pops up, the dude that can send you back to Eidos.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, last season, if you rolled a high rolling number, he would just send you back. And there was no benefit to it. He would just be like, you're screwed, go back, you're weak and dumb. And the thing is that in that last zone, I would roll an 18 or 19 or 20 on a 20 roll dice. Every single time he popped up, and he pretty much popped up for every one of my characters, all 10 of them. Every single time I rolled like a 20 and got sent back. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, and I talked to someone else and they're like, yeah, I had bad luck too, where they actually started, because there's an option where you can just say, I just want to go back without rolling it. And he said, I just started clicking that because I just figured
you're gonna end up there anyways.
And like the idea was that like once in a while you want to go back because maybe you want to use the shared stash to send stuff. But the thing was, it was so bad. I would be like, oh, dude, I'm going to place near the top 10. Next thing you know, Kakitas is like, get the fuck back to Eidos. And then sorry. And then you waste like 5 quests.
What's up, Mama? Yeah.
You should like get on at least to pretend to create a character, and because it's telling people whoever's creating a character to wait a couple minutes.
I'll do that in a bit, baby. Yeah, dude. So what's your strategy for healing? Like, when do you heal?
So here, let me show you. Let's do some fights real quick.
Because what I've been doing, and be honest with me, help me out here. I usually heal kind of early because I'd rather be safe than sorry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'll heal around 33 life, somewhere around there.
Oh, I just got it really good.
Just because I know that if that guy hits me, he can hit me for like 12 a turn, and if I don't successfully flee within 2 turns, I'm dead. You know what I mean?
So,
what's your strategy for healing?
You kind of,
the way that I think about it, you're gonna have to heal anyways, right?
Oh, I got the Hermit. Well, that's the thing. So, like, you know how Kung Fu said he would fight even when he's level 20 and he would risk like fleeing? When you get to these next zones, like if you heal a lot, you're going to have to use a lot of quests because you have to use quests to travel to go back to wherever the healing place is, right?
That's true.
So that's what makes it a little bit more difficult to heal a lot. And that's also what makes, last season, people were all against using healing spells and skills. They thought they were like useless because like the other skills were so much more powerful and like numbers wise or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but you still kind of need healing skills just in case, because you might be in the zone where all of a sudden like you're just having a rough time, and that extra heal or two can like really help you a lot because you can then fight longer, right? And then what ended up happening is people kept saying like later on in the season, oh, by the way, I'm using healing skills now. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of, what I thought, that's what I said, right? And because you realize that like when you have to go and spend so many quests to heal, that there's certain instances where like healing can help you a lot and just save you, because you might be in an area where like 70% of the enemies you can fight pretty well without getting hit very hard, but then there's that one dude that'll like smack you around.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, and or maybe 60% of the time you get guys that you can beat pretty well. If that's the case, when that one dude slaps you around, then you can heal and stay there for a while, right? But if you only have damage stuff, it's really dangerous because if you try to fight someone and there's a strong dude again and try to flee, and then they can just kill you. And those damage skills ain't gonna help you if you're trying to run away. But a healing skill could, right? If
Mhm.
you go in there again and try to fight someone and it's a strong person, not a weak person, and you need to flee, you could use a skill to heal to help you get more chances to flee. So they can be really useful. I feel like in certain instances, they might not be like the ones you use all the time, but
Eh,
it's nice to just have on them.
How does the healing spell work? Does it go RNG or is it a specific amount that it heals every time?
So like look at this one I have. This one is 1 dice up to 10, and then it adds wisdom divided by 8. So and it's a percentage of your total amount of hit points, right? So 1 dice up to 10. So here I'll just heal right now. Watch this. Mental knit. And so I got a 6, and then I got 9.9 because it added on a percentage of my like wisdom.
That's nice.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna kick this dude's butt, and it lets me stay in the zone a little bit longer. But the key is like when you use this stuff, right? That's what makes this game interesting strategy wise, because there's not any like super obvious like strategy. You know what I mean? Because there are always different situations you're in, depending on like how many quests you have left in a day, and is it worth it to go back to heal or not? And are the monsters are they really deadly in that zone, or can you defeat them pretty well? And that also depends on like how good your gear is. If you have really good gear, it's tempting to like fight more than you think you would, right? So there's that, and there's definitely certain characters you want to avoid fighting if you have low HP. You'll find out often it's like
Bro, you're getting such bad rolls right now.
What the fuck?
Oh, you still whooped him.
well, let's see, I've got 51, I've got plenty. So, and I've got 4 quests left. So now this is the thing. The Warriors I used to like a lot because they have good defense, and I felt like you could last longer and have more HP to just keep going and heal less. But then they made the mages and the rangers kind of buffed. So now the rangers and mages I think are better maybe than the warriors are.
Bro, I was playing my warrior for the first time today. Oh my gosh. And she got so many opportunities to persuade. Like a ton compared to my wizards. Shouldn't it be the opposite?
Well, persuade I think is really RNG. Grady thinks that it has something to do with how much charisma you have. Like like if you have a lot of charisma, it can help you.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure if that's true. It might be.
I mean, it makes sense. That makes sense.
So
But the thing is, my warrior doesn't have that much charisma.
So, but did you get a lot or not a lot?
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot of charisma.
It's it's RNG stuff, so it's like, okay, I have only 29 right now, right? So I'm gonna oh no, this is not good.
Arcane.
All right,
her damage is 2 to 7 though, but
yeah. Let's see what happens. I use Firebolt. Look at that. See, this isn't good. She just hit me hard. Okay, that's good. Okay, now kill her. Okay, she died. I got a good weapon.
Oh yeah, and then also the rarity of the weapon doesn't really matter to how good it is.
So this is how it works. The weapons, they do a rarity thing first. So like when an item is created by the game, it first rolls for a rarity, like rare, mythic, whatever. And then after that, so it might get, if it's a mythic, it might get a little bit of a boost. But then after that, it rolls all the other stuff. So what happens is if you have like an uncommon item and a rare item, that rare item's really not boosted that much. It gives it more opportunity to be boosted higher, but that doesn't mean it will. So like it's basically just RNG.
Right. But will that have anything to do with the smelter? Like would a higher rarity item give you better things, or how does that smelter even work?
I don't think so. I think it's just 10 items give you 1 quest. Is what I think it is.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And okay. How about any XP?
I think it's just a quest it gives you.
Still cool though, because you can't really do anything with most of these weapons.
Mm-hmm. They thought about also doing like damage to the weapons, where like you have to upgrade them and repair them. That's a little bit much right now, I think.
Yeah, because this game has a lot already to
Dude,
think
I'm
about.
at 14. Look, see how I'm at her at 14. So now the problem is that
You have 2 quests.
if I leave here and go anywhere,
It's one
you know,
quest.
it takes a quest. So this is the thing, if I go back to Eidos to do anything or heal or whatever, like I just don't have a quest enough to do anything right now,
No.
really.
You can't fight because you'll lose all your stuff if you leave and heal.
If I
you're
had
done.
more healing stuff, I might be able to fight, but one hit can kill me right now, or maybe not one, but
And also, it's such a it's like you should probably just call it. And
so look at his rank right now. His rank 344, right? Look at yeah, some people are already in zone 3 at level 5, bro. Like
Mhm. Look at the level 4, bro. It's ranked 5.
What?
The level 3 is ranked
wait,
4.
yeah. Dude, they're level 3. So they got all the way into like zone 3.
Dude,
Or is
what's
it
the
4?
difference between a benchmark quest and total quest? Like, I don't even have
Okay.
any benchmark quests.
So the benchmarks are the zones. When you get into zone 2 is the first benchmark, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then the final boss. So the reason that this is here on the screen is because you want to know your benchmarks, I guess. But really, when you go to defeat Abaddon, you know, that's the final benchmark, right? And then that number is going to be your ranking in the final rankings. And then you can track your total quests used past that. Like, because you can keep fighting in like farm for like NFTs or items, right? So that it keeps the number from when you beat Abaddon, but then you can see the total quests you did for like, you know, completely after that. So that's why there's 2 of them there. And then also you can see the amount of quests you use past the benchmark. Like once you get into zone 2, did you use like a ton before you got to zone 3, right? That's all that is.
Okay. That was kind of confusing. I was like, what the hell? And why do I have 0? So when it comes, I like the game. I love the game right now. I'm super addicted to it because I love RNG loot drops, and this has tons of them for me, and opportunities to get NFTs, and just the whole RPG aspect is super fun. And I love the dice rolls. I love them. You know, one thing that I was wondering about though is the way that the game is set up. From my understanding, when the skills that you put on your characters, like your character continues to accumulate those skills, and next season it still has the skills that you unlocked for it, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Like it makes it more and more powerful.
And also it makes it smart to like buy early, right? Because then you use it for a longer time.
Right. So that's the thing. That's exactly my concern, is that there's going to be super powerful people, right, with a bunch of characters. So when new people come in and they get their butts kicked and they have to start, you know, from the beginning, while other people have super souped up characters, if say they come in and, you know, pay their fees and play and get their butts kicked, pay their fees, play, get their butts kicked, you know, how do you think that in the long run was going to hurt retention, you know?
Well, this is a thing though. Like you can beat, if you just got a major or
That's a good
ranger,
roll.
you could probably beat Abaddon without having any super special skills. So having the super special skills, like the ones that are a little bit more power. Okay, this is a thing. Like the skills that you start off with for a mage and a ranger, like the firebolt and the barbed projectile, are both S tier skills. So both of those guys start off with S tier skills as one of their skills, right? So it's not like you have a terrible character. It's just the margin of how much better the other characters are if they have like the other skills is not like huge. Maybe for warrior it kind of is because they don't have an S tier skill so much. But the thing is that like you also have to know how to use those skills correctly and when to use them. And there's RNG involved, right? So that's the thing, is the difference between the different level of skills is not that crazy high, but for like Abaddon, it is a little bit. So like it's smart if you're a new player to go in and just spend 10-20 bucks and get one of these like skills that can help you, right? Not a big deal. But it's also smart to have incentive for people to buy early versus wait, because you could just wait around and be like, I don't know what skills is going to be the best. I'll just wait and see what I like. This is the thing too. Every season they do skill adjustments. So just because you have a super good skill doesn't mean it's going to be the best
always
one
going
next
to be
season.
good. And you know what I just thought about too? Oh, thanks for the follow, dude. Appreciate y'all. The longer the game goes, the more
I think you created
valuable these or plentiful these characters with extra skills are going to be. So they'll be on the market. They probably won't be that expensive. You'll be able to get those skills. You know what I mean? Those characters with those skills to start off.
Right. That's it too.
So that's
People
another
will-
thing, because you're
yep.
able to spawn new characters with Genesis characters, which I really want a Genesis character.
Well, you have to think about it this way too. When the people started this game and minted, they spent 150 bucks on a Genesis hero. So now they're down to like 70 bucks.
Yeah.
And so if you think about entry fee, if you enter now and buy Genesis hero for 70 bucks and then spend like 50 bucks on skills, you're still less money in than the people that started the game.
Right.
So so you have to reward the people that were in early by letting them have the skills on their character forever. Otherwise, you know what I mean? You have to reward people that are early investors or players in your game somehow, because
sure.
plus they're putting the time in and whatever. So that's like the number one priority. And then you want to make it so it's not super difficult for new players also.
Yeah.
It's a tough balance, but they're doing a good job. I think
it is a hard balance. But the thing is the game itself is legit. Like, it is such a fun game. When I was first starting, looking at it, and I was like, you know what, what gets me all the time in games is artwork. I was like, dude, this artwork is the shit. I love it.
It is
what
really
I mean?
cool.
So it got me in there. I love fantasy. And then once I started looking at it, I was watching you all play and just hanging out with y'all in there. And I was like, you know what? This seems kind of cool, but I didn't think it was as cool as it really is. You know what I mean? Like, once I started playing it, I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
There I go. I started buying another character. And then...
like, that addictiveness of RPG games where you can level characters up and find items and stuff. I love that. And that's why when I saw the game and what it was going to be about, I was like, this is super cool. And like, my job on the team is helping do business partnership stuff. And what's crazy though is like, nobody could play the game before it came out because it's a competitive game. They didn't want to give anyone an advantage or competitive advantage. They wanted everyone to start from zero, including me and Grady and everyone, right? And it made it like so hard to sell the game to people because they're like, this game is so cool. And it's a lot of fun because we got to like try it out a little bit, me and Grady. And then people would be like, yeah, but like, can I play it? And we're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. That's the space that I like. Everyone should be used to that.
Well, the thing though is that you don't really get the game until you play it. So like, people would just be like, that kind of looks cool, but they're like, I don't know if I really care. You know what I mean? So like, that made it like so hard to get people on board, and they wanted to like work on partnerships and all this stuff. And I'm just like, dude, you can't get a buzz about a game unless people actually play it. And even the user base that came in right away, a lot of them were from DFK and stuff, DeFi Kingdoms. A lot of them were all complaining, like, we want to play the game. And they're like, you just have to trust the game's good. And everyone's like, but we don't think it's going to be good because we haven't played it. Right. So everyone thought the game was going to be like kind of shitty. And then they play it, and then everyone bought like one NFT to be like, okay, we'll try it. Then when it released, people started playing, and they start buying more and more and more NFTs and getting addicted to it. So like, that part of it was super good. The problem is that like we needed a different setup that doesn't even exist. Who knows what it is? We're like, to make this work. So like, when that happened, I was like, this is a long-term slow progression. Like, even, like Parallels and stuff came out like 2 years ago, really, when they initially started their things. And just now they're getting all this hype. So like, it takes time to really build this stuff up, because similar to Parallels is like, it's pretty much kind of like a card game where you're like just clicking on stuff. And you need to like attack it from a way of the game being smart and fun and other people liking to play it. So that's the thing about it. I was trying to get so many people to like stream it and play it, and then that would get buzz where other people would want to play it. But like all the people that wanted to play it weren't streamers. They were all like just gaming nerds that like never streamed before. So it was just kind of like this. And then I went to all these like influencers and streamers, and some of them would be kind of interested, but most of them not, because they're looking for like big AAA games that are going to give them a lot of followers, right? And so it was like this weird thing where I'm just like, yeah, but the game's actually cool, and there's not even a token. It's like not even a token. Like this is like the structure of the game and the project is like what Web3 should be, and it's not based off of hype or any bullshit. It's just the game is good. There's no token. It's just about the game, and people like it, and that's it. And that's what like every Web3 project should be, but none of them fucking are. 99% of them are just trash. So, but the problem is that just because your project's good doesn't sell it, doesn't make people want to play it or be part of it, because they don't, because you're not using hype and tokens and shit. Because, you know, people go like, people are here because they want to make a shit ton of money with this idea that they become a millionaire overnight. So like when you don't have a token, they're like, well, how am I going to make a shit ton of money? And it's like, well,
yeah.
That's all. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like, dude, I get people DMing me about tokens every day, wanting me to be their like influencer person and all this stuff, because I am pretty well known in NFT land. I've worked with a lot of NFT projects, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here with your fucking coin shit bullshit. And literally, I had just someone do it today, or try to like convince me that they could like teach me how to like make money off coins, and I'm like, so you can take advantage of dumbasses and then probably lose all your money. Okay, thanks. And so like, it's just one of those things where it's like everything's so predatory and like full and basically evil as fuck. Like even these people DMing me don't think. Literally today, I have a dude that wants me to do he want to do like a lottery game, and I'm like, at least you're calling it a lottery. I might actually do that, because technically that's what fucking coins are. They're a lottery. You know, I'm like, at least you're being honest about it, right? And he's like, get on the phone with me next week. We have funding now, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dude. All these things are just pieces of shit. They're just fucking stupid. There's no rhyme or reason at all to like use these things other than the people wanting to run a Ponzi scheme and make money. So like when all this happens, and I'm just like, dude, can we just like look at Dragon's Crossing? It's a cool game. You're not going to make a ton of money. And they're like, literally you can see them walking out the door. Like, because it doesn't have that idea of like, oh, you could become a millionaire overnight. The thing is that like, if you, for anyone in a coin that makes a bunch of money, you're basically making tons of other people like lose money, and and basically ripping them off some way by outsmarting them. It's like a trick you're playing on them, and it's just so fucking stupid. Like, so we need games that can continually be good and grow over time, right? And then once you have that solid base, they can maybe exponentially grow.
Right. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I got something to say about that. That's for sure. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, dude. There's nothing that you said that I disagree with at all. I've been in the space for a bit now, and for sure, tokens and you know, it hasn't worked because no one can figure out the economy, right? The value has to be in the assets. Anytime someone tells you this is worth this much, it's not true. You know what I mean? Who decides that? You? Because you say so? No.
Well, they
It
put a
has,
little bit of liquidity in there, right? And then they like make it seem like there's a lot.
I mean,
That's the game they play. And then people put money in, and then a couple people take money out or do some kind of thing, and then everyone else is screwed.
it's not going to work because these economies are going to, no matter what, mirror real life economies. And in real life, anytime someone can have any kind of advantage, they're going to take that advantage to screw everybody else over. You know, just in any economy, people are going to win and people are going to lose. That's just the way it is. But this is like a super accelerated version of it. These economies that have been created and we've seen get run through in less than a year, because they're like super hyper accelerated mirrors of our economy with the same good actors and the same bad actors, just
Mhm.
like in the real world. And it's just so much quicker, so much faster.
Right. And it
You know,
attracts
and
all the people that just want to take advantage of situations.
yes, and that's why we have a real bad rap with traditional legacy gamers. You
Mhm.
know, but through the past couple of years, it seems like us, like the gamers, people are wiser to it. People that are in the space, right?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That have been here, that live here. We know how it is. We know what the deal is. But the thing is the next bull run, it's gonna be a massacre, bro. All these people are going to jump in and they're going to get demolished by, it's just going to happen again and again and again. It's because that's just our nature. It's human nature. It's not even nature of the space. It's just the way people are.
We chase money and we chase like the shiny object.
So and dude, to be honest, man, I worry about the space and games, because even great games are going to fall through the cracks. There's no way that, I mean, think about it. We've been playing the same 10 games for the past 20 years. CS:GO, Madden, FIFA, Call of Duty. Like
Mhm.
we've been playing the same 10 games for the past 20 years. There's a handful of games, less than 1% of games, that actually stand the test of time. That is hard, bro. So imagine being a game developer in this space, in this space.
Dude, that's my thing is that like I worked with so many NFT projects and all of them think that they're gonna make $1 million.
I don't,
And
they can't. I think they want to portray that to you, but they have to know
but
that.
this is the thing, they really think this. They really, like, because these are people I would meet with like every day, and I'd keep on talking about this, like how we're talking, and they'd be like, "No, these are the reasons we're actually gonna make it." Blah blah blah, behind closed doors, right?
I mean, they
Not
have to
even in
be that way.
public.
They have to be that way, though. They have to, or else what are they doing? You know what I mean?
Well, the
Especially
thing
games
is,
that are good, like games like this. Oh, you got hell yeah, bro! You got an NFT.
yeah, I got a skill book. Look at that.
Sweet.
I got
Like
some
games like this
boots.
one, I know there's a lot of people that I know, developers, good games, solid games with good teams, good, that I'm super rooting for, that I'm
Mhm.
100% behind, because good people deserve, you, this,
Look
like,
at that. I
support.
persuaded
Hell
one.
yeah, dude, I won 2 in a row, bro.
I got a robe. I got a sweet
So,
robe.
I mean, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult, especially what we're dabbling in here. You know what I mean? So there's so many factors stacked against the space from what we've been talking about, and just the fact that gamers are gamers, bro. How many times have you played a game and been like, I freaking love this game. This is the best game I've ever freaking played. I'm having so much fun. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, what the hell do I do? What do I play?
Mm-hmm.
What's next? You know what
Yep.
I mean? Look at Elden Ring, bro. Is there a million people still playing Elden Ring? No. That's like one of the greatest games ever, you know? So
That's
it's
the
just,
thing is that
it's
like
hard, man.
you have to figure out a way to make a big community, and that can keep it going, because even when people are not super pumped, they'll still be pumped to play with their friends or like stream or
Mhm.
something, right? I
Exactly.
mean, dude, I was around back in the day when Madden first went online, and I was like ranked in like the top 25 for like the first month or something, or maybe the first like 3 weeks, and then people started figuring out how to like cheat, and I basically just stopped playing online because I was just like, this isn't fun anymore. It's just about like cheating. And I
Yeah.
was just like, but I was like hooked on the online gaming. Like, this is so much fun. So I always have liked Madden, but even Madden is not even changed since then. It's like exactly the same game. And
Yep.
it's like, I want to get the new Madden and stream it and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's such a grind. Like, you have to put so much work into these fucking games.
Yeah. And that's another thing is games should deliver more than they demand. You know what I'm saying? Like this game right here, I don't have to grind all day to get
Mhm.
what I like. Loot drops, RNG, exciting RPG, dice rolls. Like I don't have to. It's not asking a lot of me,
Right.
of my day. It asks for a little bit of money, but it's not asking me to grind and try to keep up and grind this whole big battle pass or else you don't get this. You know what I mean? Like it should deliver to me more than it asks of me. That's what games should do, you know? And this game is one of those that actually does that.
I'm glad that you like it. I just got another fucking see when you're talking, I get good luck. I got another.
That's a sick.
I got it. I don't have a ring yet though. She hasn't found a ring.
I got a blue one today.
The rings help a lot.
Everything
But,
helps, dude. How good does it feel to get a piece of loot that you can put on your character? It just feels so good.
I got one quest left here, and then I have to camp so I can keep my
Your book.
Yeah, my skill book. I think I lost one skill book last season because I died with it. It's kind of lame. But
And someone told me, luckily they told me that you can't keep a skill book. Like you can't pick it as your keep item.
No, you can't.
So I didn't know that. I was planning on it. I
Yeah.
was like, if I die, I'll just keep my skill book.
So now this girl right here, she's about to level up. Or wait, no, not her. Who was it that I just played with? Is it this one?
Mine's name is my girl on my squad is Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's this one. Oh, Elizabeth.
Yeah. The one
No, I
that
got Charday. So when you ask that question about when do you heal, usually it's around like 30-ish hit points, depending on the zone, I think, or like 20. But it depends on like if I'm on a really big roll and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm strong enough where I can like get in there and kill these enemies, I might do it around like 25-ish or something. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. It kind of depends on
hell.
how many quests I have to go back and forth.
I pulled up my character for a battle, and he all of a sudden had a 12-sided die, and I was like, "What the hell? This is awesome! So much more powerful,
Mm-hmm. The weapons can make a big difference once you start to get like the 12-sided dies, or like when you can double fist and get. Ooh, look at this! I got 2 drops. That's so good,
bro.
And I got this one. That one's not that much better. That one's only slightly better, but still good. Well, the thing is, warriors really need good armor because they're big on like season 1. Warriors destroyed everything in their path because they could fight Abaddon and take almost like no damage if you had the right skills. If you had like blade form parry, but I think what happened is that they might have made the monsters stronger, like the bosses. I don't know. It's just last season I did not have good luck with the warriors, and then the first season the warriors were the best. Like, I don't know. And everyone has a little bit different experiences too. It's not always the same for everybody.
Yeah, my goal for this is to hopefully at least make enough for my 3 characters. Hopefully with books or whatever, maybe that I haven't. I see. I don't even know if I should use my book or if I should sell my book. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, the thing about these books is that the ones you find right away, like right now, the lower level 4 books, might be better to sell than, like, it might be better to keep like level 7 or 15 books. It's really hard to get level 15 gear. It's like super hard because you can only get it in like the final zone. But level 7 gear, it just depends. Like, it also depends. Like, so the thing is, like, here, let me bring up the tier list real quick because I think I have it up here somewhere. Where's my tier list? Is it on this one? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. So Submit. Wait, what's going on here? What if I go back? Is this where it is? Oh, crap. Did my tier list get screwed up? Current images. My account. Latest tier lists. Where's the one with my tier list? Did it get messed up? Oh man, something might have happened. I probably need to redo it either way. Season 3.
Oh, the skill tier list that y'all made?
Yeah. For some reason, it like didn't save correctly.
It might
And
glitchy.
dude, like this website kind of sucks, the tier list maker.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's probably just glitchy.
Like, okay, hold on, real quick. Oh wait, the one I
I'm
do
looking at
says like JB on it on the side. Where's the JB one? Okay, so this is the most recent. Oh wait, so it might be this one. Okay, so where is Sniper? Hold on, I'm gonna edit this one. So, here, we'll just look at it real quick. If you look at these skills and you see that like on the right-hand side, that's the amount, the level you have to be to use them. So like the level 1s are the ones that just come with the character. So this is grapples for like a warrior. And this is a level 4 skill. So you can find these level 4 skills like right away in the game.
I can't see your skills. I just see your
Oh,
tiles.
sorry, I didn't share it yet. Hold on.
There we go.
So there it is. Okay. So if you look at the ones on the top, most of these skills are like level 15 skills or ones that you have to find like in the final zone. They're really hard to find. So the only way really to get them is buying them unless you get super lucky.
Which ones? Oh, baby.
Yeah, this is S tier.
Oh, okay.
So I just renamed them funny things that are inside jokes for all of us on like because Grady yells baby all the time. And then JB is like the dev / team member that is making a lot of decisions on the skills. He basically is the one making the skills and how they're constructed. And we got
so you call the shittiest ones him?
Yeah, because the thing is that season 2, like he really fucked it up. Like he made all the flee skills because these skills like teleport, pocket sand, and run like the wind. In season 1, they were highly wanted. Everyone wanted teleport skills because they could get you out of the fight automatically, and then they could save you from death, right? Because people die a lot, so like being able to just save yourself from death whenever you need to is like amazing. It's like OP. But the problem is that he made them cost so much for like 8 and 7 skill points, and he made it so you can't flee until the next round. So when you use it, you can't flee that attack. You have to wait till the next attack to flee. So he nerfed it in 2 different ways, and everybody basically at that point said they're worthless because you have to use so many skill points. Like it's not worth it. It's way smarter to use the skill points on other things. So they're literally at the bottom of the tier list, like at the very bottom, right? The very, very bottom of the tier. They're literally the worst skills in the game. And the problem is that they were like the best skills in the game before, and people spent a bunch of money on them. So why the fuck would you nerf them so hard that they're like worthless? People spent money on these things, right? So then the whole season 2, I was yelling at JB. Like I was pissed. I was like, dude, you need to fix those skills because people spent money on them and you want to sell NFTs. Why the fuck would you make his NFTs like completely worthless? And he would be like, they're not worthless. And I'm like, well, every single person in the game thinks they are. So like, what do you want me to tell you? Right. So then eventually this season, now he listened to me and he reduced the skill points by 2. So now they're like kind of okay. Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like level 15 skills like repost and master blow that were like just not very good. He did help those out a little bit, but like master blow and magic missile were these skills that just hit for one time. They're just like a one-hit skill. They're not very good. Like they're not worth having really. No one likes them. They're all like way at the bottom. So if you look at it here though, there are level 15 skills up at the top. Hasty Wish, Custom Poisons, Ice Tomb, and Fireball. Those are all really good skills, right? But it's really hard to find them. And then you have Fireball, which is the skill that you get from the beginning with a mage, and Bar Projectile, like this one here. Oh, I want to let me edit it. Create this tier list. Oh, this is so lame.
No.
Anyways, whatever. But Bar Projectile got buffed because here it's 2 rounds, but he made it 3. So basically it's like Firebolt. So the Ranger and the Mage both have a skill you start off with that are really good. Because the amount of attack power they have over time is like near the best in the game. So that's great. So, but the thing is that if you noticed, all these other really good tiers up here are usually 15 and level 7 skills. The only one that's level 4 is Improvised Trap. So what my point is, strategy-wise, if you have a skill book and you don't identify it and you just want to sell it plain and you don't know what it is yet, the ones that are level 4 are all like at the near the bottom.
Is that why people put them on unidentified?
Yeah.
So, okay.
But this is the thing. You could still find a really good level 4 skill. Like Improvised Trap is now an S tier skill and it's a level 4 skill, right? So you could find that skill you have could be an S tier skill that could sell for a lot of money, right? I'm just saying that there's a higher chance of the ones you find later in the game to be. It's not a gigantic difference, but that's just a strategy if you want to do it that way. You could open up the level 4 skill because like Second Wind and some of these level 4 skills did get elevated this season. They are better.
So do they sell for more than $5? Because that's what the unidentified one sells for, about $5-6.
Probably not.
So, yeah, because my goal is to at least make something back to where I can pay for at least maybe two registrations for next season. You know, and just keep playing. You know.
Well, the thing is that like if you play and really pay attention a lot and don't die with your characters, you have a good chance of making your money back from the leaderboard. Last season, I got basically my money back from how I played. And I died a lot. I had a lot of bad luck. But
maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised by the returns of my 3 characters. You never know.
The key is it's all in your hands of how well you play / RNG. So
yeah. Like I had a bad day on the first day for my first character, but today I had a great day with him. Like we did really good. So I don't know. I think I'm like on a pretty even playing field. And with the other 2 characters, I'm pretty good so far. I don't know. You know, my ranking is super low because I'm still in the first area. But I think I'm gonna go with the way that you all were talking about that first day with you and Grady, where you were saying to wait until about level 6 to move to the next tile. What do you think?
Yeah. I just did it right now. She just got to level 6, right? So now, the only question is, should I heal, right? Because she's at 98 and 117, which is really close to being fully healed. What is that? That's like 100 and it's like 20 XP. Maybe I should just heal so she's full health.
Oh, because you have to go to the other camp.
Yeah, because now I'm going to zone 2.
I mean, you're gonna have to heal anyways. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, 33% is like at 117. That's like almost 40. So it's not efficient. But whatever, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, because I mean, you're gonna have to heal anyway. You're gonna waste an additional point.
To go back.
That's the way I think about healing. Is that I'm gonna heal anyways. Why don't I just heal now? You know.
I mean, this is my.
Oof. Are they all that big and ugly and tough?
Yeah. The Beastmaster. This dude is not cool. This guy is bad news.
Is that the guy to run from in this tile?
Maybe not. No. But like, well, that's the thing. The zone 1, the troll people run from him at first because you might only be level 1 or 2 and you're just weak as hell and he could kill you. if you were low HP, like if I was only 30 HP, I would fucking run, but I'm at 83.
So
Right.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit him with a rending blow.
And the more that you level up, the more skill you have.
Points you have more points to use more skills.
Yeah, you just keep getting more powerful. You feel more powerful, huh?
Yeah. But also then there's
Like,
more
what's
decisions
that?
you have to make. So that wasn't terrible.
Yeah, you demolished him.
It'd be really cool if I could just demolish everyone. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not terrible with my stats. She has a two-handed sword, which is nice. But and it doesn't make you feel powerful. If you have a character that actually has good gear, you feel powerful because you can start smacking dudes around. And that's what happened last season. I had like 2 characters that all of a sudden went into zone 4 and were doing great. I was just like destroying dudes left and right, barely getting hit. And then all of a sudden, on both characters, I would fight like a tough character and they would just fucking kill me. It was like I couldn't run, I couldn't do nothing. If I wanted to run, they were like, sorry, bro, you're dead. And you're just like, holy shit. You feel so terrible because you had these like awesome characters and you're just like, oh my God. Because
So then what happens then?
Well, the thing is that when they're doing that well, they usually have really good gear. Now all that gear's like gone, right? And you're just like, so then they go back to Eidos and you have to buy stuff from the blacksmith and your characters now are pretty weak and you kind of suck.
You have to get really lucky.
You basically have to try to go and find more gear, but it takes a while. So you're getting your ass kicked left and right and having to heal a lot. Yeah, it's not because it's not just the quest of like going back, buying stuff from the blacksmith, and then coming back to where you were. You're also going to be weaker.
You have to go. You have to grind because you can't come over there with a 6 die.
And you don't want to grind. You want to go as fast as you can because it's all about your quest use.
Oh my God! Come on.
And the problem that happens is if we have a lot, like when you have a lot of characters, especially like I have like 10 or whatever, as you play, you start to get tired and you just start pushing the buttons and not thinking. And next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, I just died.
You're like skipping persuades and you're doing all this, like you're not leveling up your character when it's leveled up.
When they actually added the star down here because people were just missing it left
and
right.
That star is not enough, bro. There should be a thing that pops up that says level up.
But that's part of the game. That's part of the game is paying attention. Dude, you have to understand. You have to understand. This game was made to wreck you. It was not made to help you.
It does.
Dude, the first season there was no hand holding. Like everyone was just getting so wrecked. Like I only beat Abaddon with 1 character the first season. It was just like a bloodbath everywhere. All right. So now I only have 19. So I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna heal 1 time and then go back because all I have is like 1.
You have 1 battle left?
Yeah, because of all the going back and forth. That's another thing too, is if you don't figure out the math properly and you go back and heal like twice and you come back, you might not even have any like quests left, right?
And then how do you get back? You can't.
Well, then you start the next day.
You can camp here. You can camp here, right? Do you have to camp if you don't have an NFT? No, right?
No.
Just chill.
Camping's only for NFTs. So the thing is that the first season, if you had like 4 quests left in the day and you didn't use them, it didn't count them. You could just stay there and be like, okay, I have 4 quests left. I'm just going to sit here and wait till it to refresh. And then people did that, and that's how they won season 1 because they like were more efficient, as opposed to like in desperation using those quests and not doing very well. Mm-hmm. And so what happened is in season 2 they made it so all your quests count as soon as you press fight on the first character that you fight or use any quest at all 15 quests automatically are then counted against you. So you have to use all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, like, they don't like it when people find ways to like cheat the game a little bit or like get an advantage. So they're just like, we're gonna fucking fuck you up.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there being like, how can we fuck them guys up real bad?
Yeah.
But they want to make the game not easy. You know what I'm saying? They don't want it to be where you can just like follow. Look at this. I got a better hat.
So is dodge rate better than the proc?
So you know how armor mitt proc works, right? How it's like basically just like dodge planks or whatever. It's a percentage of your armor actually being useful, right?
Covering your body.
Yeah. I had made up that metaphor like in the beginning when the game came out. I was just like, okay, if you have 20% armor, whatever, blah blah, 20% of your body is covered in armor. Because it's hard to explain what armor proc means to people because it's all these weird words. They're like, I don't get what it is.
Yeah.
And the thing is, dodge is better than armor because when you dodge, you completely dodge, right?
Yeah. So dodge all day.
So dodge is better than armor, but at a certain point, there's like diminishing returns, right? You want everything to be high. So also, like, there's some percentage that's built in before the gear is factored into it, you know, because every level you go up and down. So there's other stats that are in the game that you can't see. So like if you look at your character and you say, hey, you know, there's a 16% chance of my armor proccing, that's probably not the actual number. It's maybe like 20 because there's like a base level built into your level for all this stuff. And we don't know what it is. But so this is actually added on top of that. And so that's why when you fight beasts that are way different level than you, it gets all wacky. Okay, so that person's done. She did pretty good. And also the most famous character in the game, Brooklyn Dick, which is because she's got the funniest name. I summoned her, and I was gonna summon someone to give away as like a giveaway. I summoned her, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I posted in Discord, and everyone started laughing so hard. And like JB, he's the guy that programmed all the skills. He also programmed the names, and he was like really proud of this name because he
made it up.
Yeah, well, he used some kind of name generator system that he made or something or whatever. I don't know, but they're all named. All these words and names he chose, and he's like, it's a real name. And I looked it up. Yeah, that's a real last name in Scotland. Okay, like so. Okay, so
Brooklyn Dick.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
He's a dude that plays a lot of these like Dungeons and Dragons tabletop games, and he loves them. So he's like likes to fuck around with this stuff. So like, what happened in season 2 was there's only a window, a small window where you can register. And once we get to the end of the registration, the last couple of days, people don't want to register because they're like, it's too late. I won't be able to like win anything. And I'm like, I'm gonna wait till the last second and register someone and see if I can get like a high ranking, you know. And like be in the top 10, even though I was like the last registered hero. So what ended up happening with her is I started off with her like pretty good. Like she was going to be maybe in the top 20. And then when I got right near Abaddon, she got fucking killed. And I was like, fuck. So then I sent her a bunch of gear from my other dudes, but like there just wasn't enough time to beat Abaddon. If I had like one more day, I could have done it. So like, if you're the last person registered and you're like right at the end, you can beat Abaddon still.
It's possible.
But it's just like you have to play really well. You know what I mean? So, and I might not have played her perfectly, but I played her pretty well. And anyways, so that was like the whole story I was doing in season 2 is like, can Brooklyn Dick beat Abaddon? And I actually have a stream you can find on my YouTube where I go to fight Abaddon and I can't get him unlocked. Like I just can't unlock him. I just don't, because the RNG was so bad. I beat the sub boss, but I couldn't get him unlocked. So she didn't make it, but it was a good attempt. It was fun.
That's funny.
It was supposed to just be fun.
Now I'm waiting I want a Genesis character so I can summon Billy Balls.
Yeah. And I do have in my wallet, I have a couple summoning shards and different skill books and stuff. So yeah,
that's what you got this season, or is that all your seasons combined?
Some of it's from last season.
Okay, cool.
I would say most of it's from last season. Okay, so this guy, he needs a couple more levels just to get up to level 6.
I'm gonna hop off here and I'm gonna go play some Ark with the fam over here. My wife.
So what is Ark?
Ark Survival Evolved. It's a Web 2 game. You
is
heard
that like the dinosaur one?
Dude,
I've never played that.
Oh my god, bro! It's the game. Do you like grinders?
Kinda, I do.
It's like Rust, stuff like that.
I haven't played those games. I have an Xbox Series X with Game Pass, and I think Ark is on that. Maybe.
Yeah, they're all playing on Xbox, but I jump on with PC, and we have a private server.
Oh, really?
And so we just started a new map like right now, like maybe like an hour ago.
Does that mean your characters start from like 0?
Yeah. everything. Like they built like crazy Stark towers and stuff like in the last one, and we are just like, okay, we're bored. Let's go to a new map.
That's really cool.
Oh, it's so
Um,
much fun, dude.
does
Because
it
it's
have
just us.
crossplay?
Yeah, yeah, on
So like
PC.
you can play with PC and Xbox and
Yeah,
stuff.
like I'm on PC and my friends and my wife they're on Xbox,
Dude, that's
and
kind of cool.
the server is just us. It's just like five of us.
Do you guys like fight together against things? How does the game work?
Okay, so so Ark is really cool actually. So it's a survival. You spawn in just with nothing, just underwear, and
Mhm.
you go and you start making tools with trees and build campfires. And dinosaurs are trying to kill you already. There's like all kinds of animals on these islands, like depending on the maps,
Mhm.
dinosaurs, griffins, dragons, like all this crazy stuff. Owls, with they all have different abilities, all different things that they do. It's super fun. So you can tame them and use them, you know. But the cool thing is if you're in a private server, it's just you also. It's like PvE, like your team versus the world, which is still super fun because the world is very challenging. But there's also PvE, where you go into a server and there's 100 people in there, including you, and you create like real relationships with people, you know,
Mhm.
and you develop relationships. They invite you to your clan, or you build a clan, a basis together, and then you know now there's like rival clans and people crossing people and people getting upset with people, and it's like a whole real thing, you know, like real people in there. Just I don't know, man. It's like it's this game is so grindy. I always said if I could I would never play it again. That's how grindy it is. But I
Oh,
started playing
really?
it again. Yeah, but then if I had to pick one game, if I could only play one game the rest of my life, I would pick Ark, bro. Because every single day is
Wow.
like a different interaction. You could run into a whole different group of people, you know, and you could talk to them, you know, proximity chat, and it's a really great game. It's a really
Is it
great game.
all first person or is it third person too?
First person or third person, and
Really?
all
You know
kinds
what?
of weapons.
You know what this reminds me of? I played just for fun sometimes Bannerlord, but it's like medieval, but like it's all about building up your character, your armies, and then you can even go on servers and play like how you're talking about too.
Uh, I mean, this is beautiful, man. This is a beautiful game. I love it. It's a lot of fun. And the cool thing is you could tame them, and then like you tame these animals, and then you can breed them, and there's like generations of animals, and then you get attached to them, and there's like your battle RG bird or your shark that you ride around in the seas, you know, giant squids. Like it's crazy, bro. There's so much to it. It's insane.
It's really cool. It's kind of intriguing.
It is. It's a great game. If you do end up trying it out, get it on a Xbox because you can't cross-play with through Steam. Just so you know.
Um, yeah, I could. Maybe I'll download it on my Xbox and try it out or something. And then if I do that, can I go on your server too?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, well maybe I'll try it out. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna finish out also my characters real quick, but if I do that, I'll send you a message on Twitter or something.
Just let me know.
Okay, cool.
Brother.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming on and hanging out and streaming. Now I'll probably I gotta apparently get up the ranks on Xenon to qualify for a stream deck or whatever. It's so
Uh-huh.
funny. They told me they were like, Doug, you worked so hard and did so many things with Xenon. I don't. They're like, we don't know how you're not in the top 25. And he's like, I can only give them to people in the top 25. And I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he's like, but he's like, I have 5 more. And he's like, you're going to be the next one to get one. And he's like, and I don't know, it's just funny because I'm like, it would really be really cool to win one because I don't own a Steam Deck. It'd just be fun.
Uh-huh.
It's just fun to win stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, bro.
It's cool. And then and
100%.
then I can post about it and give Xenon lots of like publicity. That's my whole point. I want to post about it a lot and be all like, I even told him like it's gonna be my arch nemesis now and be like, I need to win this Steam Deck and I'm just gonna keep posting about it. And it's just to give mostly more publicity just to Xenon, right? I mean, because it's cool that they're doing it. So
The Xenon before I leave, like Xenon is a platform for us, right, in the space,
Mhm.
like, and it's not just for us, but it's coming, it's created for us right now. You know what I mean? Like they're doing
Mhm.
things that other platforms could be doing and could have been doing for a long time, but just chose not to. And they're also innovating in ways that other platforms will most likely be doing in the future, but they're doing it now, and they're probably doing it like
Mhm.
years before other platforms start doing it. You know what I mean? And also, they're really cool. They're really cool people, man. Like
You're right.
Troy and Found, man. They're
Uh-huh.
legit, dude. You know?
Well, you're ranked in the top 25. I need to figure out somehow to, how. I don't know. They told me like the formula, and I'm just like, I did all that stuff, but whatever. I don't know.
I don't even never look at that shit, man. Like I ended up in the top like 4 or something like that. I was in the top
Yeah,
3
you were
for I don't
pretty
know how many
high.
times. Uh, Pretty much every month, but all I did was stream a lot. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a ton of people watching me. I had a few people coming in and out. Like right now, there's 4 people in here. But it was just consistent, like streaming, because I had a lot of time. I have less time now because like the
Mhm.
whole year is starting for us, so it's probably gonna go down a lot. But all you got to do is stream, man. If you if you have time,
Mhm.
there's some people that figured out ways that know how to shoot up into the rankings by doing certain things, but I just do my thing.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of like cheat to win type stuff. I just want to like everyone to have fun. And I'm like, I watched a webinar today about like from the student Nim, who's like one of the world's top keynote speakers, and it's all about like providing like not utility value to people and actually doing things that are helpful, right? Which is like my whole thing. Whereas like most of the
Mm,
stuff on the internet is all about people like scamming and trying to be like toxic, and I'm just like, dude, that's not cool.
mhm.
So that's not really my jam.
Exactly,
Oh,
bro.
my camera just turned off too. Okay. Well, I guess I'll stop the stream now or just let you go. Maybe I'll just keep streaming so I can steal some of those points. I don't know, man. Just keep
Do
streaming.
it, bro.
I'll just stream Dragon's Crossing for like another hour and I'll just like get fucking number one.
Bro,
Um,
that's what I used to do, man. I used to just turn on my stream at
mhm,
when I turned on my computer, and I would just do my own
mhm.
things, like looking for Web3
Just do
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well, also like I got more followers. Oh, also, like if you're on YouTube and you stream and you don't get a good engagement, it like pushes you down in the algorithm. But
mm,
I could just like stream here and not to YouTube, and it could just be like, so it's like it's like good in both
yeah.
ideas, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I did first is just start just on Xenon. I mean, I don't honestly like I don't care if I get pushed down on YouTube because I don't have a lot of followers on there at all.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't really
Uh,
started doing my normal YouTube show I really want to do yet. I've done it a little bit. I do a show where I have like gaming influencers on and all this stuff, and I probably have like
yeah,
Crypto Stash and all these dudes on, but like,
yeah, because you all are legit. Like you have really good YouTube stuff, so I would definitely take care of that. Majority of my stuff is just on Twitter. Like I like to use Twitter a lot, and
that's cool.
you know.
Okay,
But
well, I'll
anyways,
let you get
it
to
was a lot of
your
fun, man. It
yeah,
was a lot of
thanks for
fun.
hanging out. I'll let you get to your Arc Dragon stuff, and you guys have fun with that. Okay.
All right, brother. I'll catch you later, man. We'll do it
All right.
again.
Talk to you. All right. Thanks, buddy. My camera's off. Fucking thing is plugged in. Why is it?